That's great. Thank you very much for having me here. Dia, Layla, any work that I did stood on the shoulders of amazing work of women like Layla, and she was a vital part of my researching for the film Calm. Well, the reason I'm here is because I have a pair. I don't have a vagina. That's the reason I'm here. And it confused me at first, the relevance of my being a man who had made a film about FGM, the wider relevance. And making the film was one thing, but it's a fraction of what I've discovered and learned since making the film. And the questions that have been asked of me about how and why I got involved in this issue have led to some really, really important reflection and thinking about the role of men in this space. So through this evening, we'll probably drill down a bit further into what came out of it. I'll give you a very short snippet of the film Calm. As Layla mentioned, it was based on a true story. One of the women in Layla's film, I was interviewing her for another medical charity, and off camera in the gap, and she talked about a story of two sisters that would go to fetch water each day. There was a boy that had his eye on one of the sisters and secretly approached the other sister to ask if the sister he liked had been cut. Straight away, as quickly as they could, the sister told her sister, the cutting happened, and the next encounter, the boy was told, yes, she's cut. What they discovered next was that it was not what the boy wanted, and he was no longer interested. So it was just that true story, and it was expressed in a candid, throwaway way, but it really stuck with me. There's, on so many levels, the lack of communication, the cultural machinery that was invoked to lead to this girl being cut, the assumption and expectation that it's perfectly normal for a boy to want the girl to be cut, and most importantly, the lack of communication that led to this thing happening when, in actual fact, it possibly didn't need to happen. So that's what my film's about. It was just adapted to reflect what moved me, which was the role of men in this, and the idea that men don't talk about these things was what I hope to challenge. Has anyone seen the film Khan? If you have, say yay! Woohoo! If you haven't seen it, or if you did see it and didn't like it, say yay! Anyway, I'll pass over.